Hastings is our town, you know it well. From the welcome sign to the high school bell. You say you know it well, that's not quite true. 'Cause with Take a Hike, Mike, I'll prove it to you. There's lesser known businesses and some you've heard of more. But it doesn't bother me 'cause I just love to explore. Interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand. Where will I go next? I really can't say. Here's a little warning 'cause it might be your way. No matter where I go, one thing is true. With Take a Hike, Mike, it's entertainment for you.
Phew, what a hike. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the premiere episode of Take a Hike, Mike. I'm your host, Mike Bramer, and this is the show where I travel across Hastings looking for unique businesses, learn about their craft, and if they let me, lend a helping hand. Today we're at the Spool House, where we're going to meet with owner and master seamstress, Dolores Pemble. So let's hike inside and get started. Come on. Hello, Dolores Pemble. Good to see you.
Thanks. Thanks for hiking over here, Mike.
Yeah, it was a long hike. You know, I got my stick here and all my things that I need for visiting the businesses. But we're here with Dolores Pemble from the Spool House. And a little known secret, Dolores is actually my aunt.
Yes, I do admit that.
She admits it, luckily. So, Dolores, tell me a little bit about the Spool House.
Okay, I'd be happy to. The Spool House, we're located at 108 East 5th Street in Hastings here, right behind the bait shop, across the street from the fire station, right off Vermilion Street. I've been in business for like 35 years now. We do all types of sewing here on clothing. I don't do any upholstery or drapes or anything like that. Have become quite proficient with wedding alterations, so much that we've also added in other wedding related services, wedding veils, tuxedo rental.
Tuxedo rental?
Yes.
Huh. I didn't realize you did tuxedo rentals.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you could help fit me into a tux and we could make this quite classy.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to get you lined up with a tuxedo.
Suit me up, Dolores.
Okay.
Wow, now that's what I call service. Thank you very much, Dolores.
You're welcome. You look awesome, Mike.
Oh, thank you. So, Dolores, tell our viewers where the idea came from for the Spool House.
I went to college in a home ec-related field. Actually graduated from Iowa State University with a degree in textiles and clothing, merchandising.
Okay.
I really enjoyed sewing. I have all my life. Grew up with 4-H. Gave me my start in the home ec field, but I really enjoyed the hands-on part of the sewing and textiles field. So people started asking me, they knew I sewed, and they started asking me for to do a job for them. And I just love to sew, and I love to be creative with fabric that way. And I guess my skills that I learned long ago, and thanks, Grandma.
Yeah, I was going to say, who taught you these amazing skills that you have on how to sew?
Well, my mother, your grandmother,
Okay.
she was did a lot of sewing for us when we were.
So you mentioned the 4-H thing. Do you remember the very first project that you created?
Oh,
in
absolutely.
4-H?
My first project, I made a little crop top, which is a sleeveless, collarless, little short shirt that you just pull on.
Oh, I wear those on the weekends, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, very similar to those. I did a lot of sewing projects when I was in 4-H, and I just love to sew, and I love to be creative with fabric that way. I guess I never realized the direction that it would take. I started out doing a lot of custom sewing work where people would bring me a pattern and bring me material, and I'd sew things for them. I didn't really have a lot of training in the wedding part of it, but people were confident in my sewing ability, and it's just really the part that surprised me is how I've really expanded the wedding aspect of it. Of course, as you know, my husband and I have 4 daughters. At some point in time, it will be very beneficial to have a wedding-related business.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and there are not many people around who do this type of work.
So what's one of the more unusual requests you've received from a customer that comes in? Let's talk about
I
that.
just had a request last week, and there's a farmer that around the area who grows a lot of garlic, and he's in the process of getting me a picture of some kind of a garlic hat to make for when he goes, I'm assuming, to sell his product at like farm markets and stuff. So
I think we need to feature that guy sometime on our business. Oh, it looks like we have a customer here right now.
the white slip, that's
Okay.
my copy. She
Keep
gets
the
to
white
keep
slip.
the She gets to keep the yellow slip. That's
Okay.
her receipt.
Okay.
And
I'm
this
learning.
is the amount that she owes.
Okay. That'll be $10, please. Okay, 20. And I believe we have a old-time cash register right here. So we're going to hit the button, boom. And now we're going to put this in here, and we're going to pull out her change right here. And here you are, ma'am.
Thank you.
And here is your pants.
Thanks.
And thank you very much for shopping at the Spool House.
Thank you.
Your one-stop shop. Dolores is an expert on sewing, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to quiz her on a few different sewing questions. So, let us begin. Dolores, which of the following is not a sewing title? Is it A, a tailor, B, a cobbler, C, a seamstress, or D, a moo-moo maker?
I would say B, a cobbler.
Cobbler. Is that correct? I actually thought D, moo-moo maker was correct because I made that up. Isn't a cobbler somebody that sews shoes?
Well, I suppose that would be considered, but you'd also be sewing if you made a moo-moo, so
That's a good point. It was a trick question. and
I
she
guess
was
it should
correct.
maybe be all of the above.
All
then.
of the above. E. She saw
There you
through my
go.
trick. I was testing her to see if she could handle that trick, and she passed. All right, we are back here. Take a Hike, Mike. I'm Mike Bramer with Dolores Pemble today from the legendary Spool House. So right now, Dolores is going to give us a little tour of the Spool House. So Dolores, where are we right now?
We are coming right in the front door of the Spool House, where people can stop and either pick up or drop off any work they need done.
And you give them a little lollipop too, it looks like, if they're good.
Absolutely, and if you're good, Michael, you might get one before you leave too.
Ooh.
I have a lot of kids who they come in the door and that's the first thing they head for. They remember they're here.
It's the first thing I headed for.
Also, my wall of awards that I have bestowed upon some 4-Hers over the past few years. I sponsor a sewing award in the Washington County 4-H program because that's where we grew up, and so I still support their 4-H program. I also am an Avon representative, so I have some Avon things on display. And in the showcase, I have bridal jewelry, garters for weddings and prom. Also, don't forget to stop by when it's prom time to pick up your garter. The display of engravable gift things. I also have books with wedding invitations and tuxedo ideas. And in the corner, a rack of flower girl dresses and bridal veils that are for sale.
I think I see my favorite cologne. What is it? Oh, Derek Jeter's Driven. Let's get a shot of that. Mind if I try a little bit of this out, Dolores?
No, I think it would really complement your tuxedo.
All right, let me put a little bit of this in here for the ladies. On the
Hopefully
wrist.
it'll work for you just the same way it works for Derek Jeter. You'll have women following you and calling your name,
Yeah.
especially now that you're a big TV star.
I know. And I'll be driving away with my Driven. Okay.
All right, then we're going to move back into where the actual work begins.
So what do we have here? First of all, I see this really big, elaborate machine.
Well, this used to be a dry cleaner's, so that was a remnant left over from the dry cleaning business.
Okay.
Works out really well for me because all the things that are ready for people to pick up, the items that I've done work on, I can hang there. And this is my main work table. This is where I do cutting out and measuring and laying fabric out so that I can get a couple projects lined up here now that are waiting to be worked on. After I give you the tour, then we're going to start doing some sewing.
Ooh,
So
that's when it's going to get exciting.
then down the hall, whoops. Come on,
We got
Matt.
you on a leash. You can't escape. Take a hike, Mike. We'll hike right after you. I took a walking course in college and I know how to walk.
This is my main dressing room.
Ooh.
Lots of mirrors here. People either love them or hate them. Yeah, I figured you'd love them.
I also see some fun toys there too.
Well, we do have children that show up with some of my customers, so That,
And 23-year-olds.
yeah, I know. I've had to pull you away from those toys a couple of times already. Well, that's about the most exciting parts of the business.
And traveling along this wall, I see lots of the different musicals. Do you do the costumes for these, or?
I have in the past, and may again, you never know. But my sister, your mom, and I have done quite a number of the musicals for Hastings High School, and did the costume work for them. Also have done some costume work for the show choirs and marching band. When you and my daughters were in high school, we did a lot of costume work for them. I've also done some costume work for some other high schools.
Have you ever had to like fit like a Santa costume or like a Halloween costume or anything more quirky like that?
I did some Halloween costumes this year. Somebody came and wanted a Viking cheerleader costume made.
Oh, that was me actually.
Yeah.
That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Can you name 4 kinds of stitches?
4 kinds of stitches. Well, there would be straight stitch, zigzag stitch, stretch stitch, serge seam. You want to go into hand sewing too, or?
I'm impressed already. I don't know what any of those mean, but they all sound very correct to me. Well, I think it's about time we hit up the old sewing machine, and maybe you teach me how to do some sewing. Yeah, it's about time.
We gotta get you to work in the sweatshop.
Let's do. Here we go.
Hey, Travis.
Get some friends, loser.
Bro, you alright, man?
Lean on me
Thanks.
when you're not strong, and I'll be
Character.
your friend.
Pass it on.
I'll help you carry
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
All right, are you ready?
Yes, we're back here at Take a Hike, Mike, with Dolores Pemble. And now the very exciting part of the show, or scary part of the show, depending on how you look at it, Dolores is going to teach me how to use her sewing machine right here. So, Dolores, what do I do first?
And you know, if you wreck this, I'm out of business. So,
Uh-oh. Well, I did come prepared. I found one of these at home. Always use protection.
all right. So this is called the presser foot.
Okay.
We need to put that down on the fabric to hold it, and that's what moves it through the machine. So we're going to put it under the machine. There's a lever in the back here,
Oh, hidden lever, I see.
right there. Do you see that? So you're going to put that down, and that's going to lower the presser foot down onto the fabric.
All right, here I go, Dolores.
Oh, put it down. You got to
Oh.
put the presser foot down, or it won't feed it
All
through.
right, so the lever's back here somewhere. Oh, there we
There
go. Did
it
you hear
is.
that? Now we're ready to rock. Lock and load, baby.
All right,
Okay.
and you see the foot pedal?
I
That's
do. Pedal to the metal?
well, if you're ready for it, if
Okay.
you're ready for it, because
Okay.
the more you push down on the pedal, the faster it's going to go.
Okay. So what exactly are we creating? Are we creating something actually, or are we just kind of putting fabric together for
Well,
fun?
hopefully we're not creating a mess.
Can I wear this for Christmas? I see it's Christmas fabric, so.
Sure, we'll just put a little elastic in the top, and you can wear it over your
I will do that.
to Christmas Eve service at church. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and step down, and it'll feed it through. And then your job is to just kind of guide the fabric to try and
push it.
make it straight. Mhm.
Okay. All right, here we go. Pushing down. Oh, there we go. Look at that, Hastings. Sewing it up.
Another thing to add to your resume.
Another thing to add to my resume, exactly. I'm gonna go pedal to the metal. I'm ready for it. There we go. Look at that. All right, I'm approaching a corner. What do I do?
Well, if you think you're going to wear this for a skirt, then you probably just want to go to the end.
To the end? Okay.
Yep. And
All right,
then
now-
at the end of both, usually at the beginning and the end of most seams, we go in reverse, and
Oh,
this
the
is the
reverse
reverse button. So you push that and hold it down, and then it'll back up a little
Oh,
bit.
okay. Okay. So should I squeeze something? All right, I'm gonna reverse a little bit.
Well, you got to push and hold this down.
Oh, whoops! You have to. Okay. You have to
Yep.
hold the reverse button.
Yeah, in order to go reverse. But now you're not underneath the machine anymore.
I've
So there we go.
broken it.
All right, now you can reverse.
Okay. Holding reverse, and away we go. And it's jammed. Wait. There we go. Look at that. We're reversing.
Yeah,
Wow,
usually you don't have
look
to
at
reverse
that.
quite that far, but that'll work.
Good thing I had this thimble on.
That's right. So this is a straight stitch sewing machine,
Okay.
and mostly this is what I use, but then I also have another machine that's called a Serger.
Okay.
Would you like to try
Oh,
that one
yeah,
too?
yeah.
Well, this one, if you buy something in the store, it's got a finished edge on. That's what this machine does, is finishes that edge.
Okay.
And it also trims it off. There's a knife blade
Whoa,
right
cool.
there that cuts fabric off at the same time. So if you get too close to the line of stitching, you can also cut off what you've already sewn. So there's also a foot feed down there that'll get you started.
Is
And
that
I-
enough to put it in, Dolores?
Yep, mhm.
Okay. All right. Do you usually do your right foot like you're driving, or do you usually
I used to always do my right foot, but now I kind of trade off.
switch back and forth because
Yep.
you do so much? Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot like a gas pedal, but there's no brake down there.
That's right.
No
Well, the brake
brakes.
is letting off of it, but it doesn't
Okay.
stop quite as quick as a brake.
All right. My foot is on the pedal. Is this right?
Yep,
Kind of feeding it in with my right hand.
yep. And you'll see it's trimming this off now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And that's what this little tray here is. It's
Oh,
gonna
sweet.
catch what you're trimming
Look
off.
at that. Wow. Now that I know how to do this, I might put you out of business and start my own little shop, Dolores.
By the looks of things, I don't have to worry too much. You just cut off everything you already sewed on the other machine.
I just ruined everything that I did over there. I should probably watch while I'm like pedaling to the metal.
Okay, now you see what a nice finished edge
look
you
at
have
that.
there? Would you like to take
That's
that
how
home
we
and
do
show
it.
your mom?
I would like to. You know, this would make a really good Christmas gift, possibly for my mother. So
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you
sure
for
she'd
that.
love it.
This is intense. Intense, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like I'm back in school taking a test.
Say stretch stitching 5 times fast.
Oh, stretch stitching, stretch stitching, stretch stitching, stretch stitching, stretch stitching.
Wow, she did it. I couldn't even do that. Stretch stitching, stretch stitching.
I
Try
guess
that at home, viewers. It's
I've just
very
got
hard.
much more experience
You
than
do.
you do.
Yeah, you have many years of sewing experience, and I
That
just
really comes in
learned for the
handy
first
too.
time.
Comes in handy speaking that quickly
Yeah,
here.
when customers come in, hey Dolores, let's talk about stretch stitching. You're like, yeah, stretch stitching, stretch stitching.
This is a very high pressure, high steam iron. It's got a water boiler underneath that I fill
Whoa.
with water, and then the steam comes up through. So there's actually no water. Most steam irons, you just put water in the iron itself.
Okay.
And this one, the water is in the boiler down below, and the steam travels up through this cord right here that's attached to the iron, and it gets pretty hot.
Wow, it's like a fire extinguisher.
I wouldn't want to stand in front of it.
So don't
So-
put a fire out with this?
Probably not a good idea.
Okay.
So this is one of your Uncle Dave's shirts, and normally
Oh,
I
boy.
would just
Uncle Dave's gonna kill me if I screw up his favorite shirt. Is this Uncle Dave's favorite shirt?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. So when you iron, it's hot. The iron is hot, but in
Yes.
order to get the steam, you have to push down on
Push
that
the
white button.
Okay. Yeah, I can feel the heat radiating off of this. This is definitely a powerful machine. Mm-hmm. All right, so the
So
collar.
have you ever ironed? Does your mother let you iron at home?
She let me do it once, but then after that occurrence,
That was
not
enough,
since.
huh? I guess I should have called her and asked her some of this stuff beforehand.
She has to sign that permission slip.
Well, you're of age now, so I think that's kind of out of her control.
Okay, so I'm going to go down and I'm going to do this collar. Do
Okay.
you recommend coming down like this, Dolores?
Yep.
And then just squeezing away? Mm-hmm. Okay, here I go.
Kind of scare you a little bit there.
I'm ready. Oh yeah.
You can actually put it right down on the fabric.
There we go. Now we're cooking. We go back and forth, just like painting a shed.
Done a few of those
Back and
before?
forth. Nope.
Well, maybe that'll be your next
Yeah.
hike. Is out to
Paint
the
a-
painting. Yeah.
Paint a fence. Wow. I'm gonna touch that and see if it feels. Yeah, that's nice.
And after you steam it, then you
Look how
should go over it
crisp it is.
without the steam, because you want to. It's damp now from all the
Okay.
steam you put on it. So in order to set the press, you go over it with the dry iron so that
Okay,
it
so
kind
should
of
I go
dries
over
it
this
up.
right now then? Mm-hmm. Okay. We're just gonna go over with the dry iron, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Smooth it out. Uncle Dave is gonna look great in
He
church
is.
on Sunday. This is worth 5,000 points. All the other ones were worth 1 point.
Okay.
So this is all that matters, really.
So the pressure's on.
The pressure is on.
Whew.
I'm just nervous asking the question.
Okay.
Okay, number 6. What celebrity sewer, cooker, and crafty person was convicted of lying to investigators about a stock sale and served 5 months in prison.
Ah, I believe she also has a magazine
She does?
called Martha Stewart.
That is right.
Yes.
Martha Stewart is correct.
I've heard of her. I don't know her personally, but
I'm sure you're better at sewing than she is.
I would think so too.
You should start your own TV show.
Yeah.
Well, Dolores, for our viewers at home, do you have a website or a Facebook page or anything like that?
Absolutely, I do. It's a sign of the times. You have to keep up with technology.
Exactly.
I do have a website. It's www.thespoolhouse.com. All kinds of information on there about different services that I have here at the Schoolhouse. Also some links to some of the vendors that I do business with here. So, also have a Facebook page. You can become a fan of the Schoolhouse.
I'm already a fan.
That's right. Write reviews. I try and post things on there, like specials every once in a while. So check out my page on Facebook.
Awesome. I want to thank you so much for being on Take a Hike, Mike. So I'd like to present this little plaque to you. The Spool House was featured on HCTV's Take a Hike, Mike, presented to Dolores Pemble.
Well, very awesome. I will hang that on my wall of awards out there with all my other things that I've sponsored and taken part in the past. And it was really a joy to have you here, and I'm glad that you're able to get back on the air because I know you enjoy it and you have fun at it.
Well,
You know, Mike, I think you've experienced just about everything you could here at the Spool House, so I think it's time for you to take a hike, Mike.
sounds good.
Where will I go next? I really can't say. Here's a little warning, cause it might be your way. No matter where I go, one thing is true. With Take a Hike, Mike, it's entertainment for you.
Do you run a unique business or know of an out-of-the-ordinary opportunity I should hike my way over to? Tell me about it by emailing me at mikeb@hastingstv.org or check out my Facebook fan page by searching for Take a Hike Mike. So teach me about your trade, and I'm even willing to lend a helping hand, if you'll let me. Nothing is too outrageous or overwhelming for me. Now if you'd excuse me, little Ronnie here wants his dinner. With Take a Hike Mike, there's nothing I'll dislike.